Local mom says she may have babies that are 1 in a million, or maybe 1 in 200 million, literally, we're not really sure. She recently had identical triplets, and we pick up the story from there in our Medical Edge. Carson, Aiden, and Liam are 5 months old identical triplets, even though their mom and dad didn't even know they were having triplets at first.
Yeah, it was pretty surprising.
You see, Mom, Elizabeth Wells, says she knew she was having twins when she went back to the doctor.
And I felt something moving where something shouldn't have been moving, and they sent us to an ultrasound, and then they found a third baby.
All three at birth appeared to be tiny but healthy. Soon after, however, little Liam, who was a bit smaller than the other two, began having some trouble breathing. Dr. Rob Hopkin performed genetic testing on the boys to see if they could learn if the other boys might also be at risk for some similar health concerns. Much to their parents' surprise, not only were all the boys perfectly healthy, they were identical, something Dr. Hopkin admits is pretty rare in and of itself.
The estimates for having identical triplets is the most common was 1 in 60,000, which is probably not accurate unless they're in vitro. And the least common that we found published anywhere was 1 in 200 million. That's probably not accurate either. I don't know, it's someplace in between.
But in addition to that, one of the things Elizabeth wanted to know is if there were any documented triplets that were divided as fraternal but remained identical. She said that may be the thing that makes spontaneous identical triplets like hers even more unique.
I didn't find any, not that I read every report ever written, but I didn't find any cases of identical triplets that didn't have a single placenta.
Completely unique or not, Mom and Dad simply say,
I just feel like we're the luckiest parents in the world. We're so lucky to have 3 babies, and then for them to all be healthy and happy, and they're just perfect.
And part of the reason that is so true, so well said. You know, Dr. Hopkins said there's 7 billion people in the world, so it's tough to know, unless we were all genetically tested, if there's any other kind like hers. But so far, he hasn't found any. They're happy, they're healthy, and very sleep deprived.
That needs to make national news. I mean, that's very cool statistically.
Well, that's why she wrote us on Facebook, and there was kind of this discussion, and even on Facebook, we haven't found it yet. So maybe, but so far, we made one of a kind right in our own community.
See, you guys haven't had to deal with this, but I've got 4, and when you have 1, you go, oh my, and then when you have 2, it's like doubling it up, and you feel like you have 4. And then when you have 4, you feel like, so I can't.
Can you imagine at the same time?
Just starts climbing. Absolutely. I know. She gets a special award.
She does.
Thanks.